Ducati Lenovo Team. The greatest comeback story in motorsport happened in 2025. Marc Marquez moved to factory Ducati after years of injury hell with Honda. Multiple arm surgeries, diplopia vision problems, infections, nerve damage, career-threatening injuries that had people writing him off completely. The question wasn't if he could win, it was if he could even compete at the front anymore. The answer was brutal for his competitors. 11 Grand Prix wins, 14 victories in the first 15 sprints. That's dominance we haven't seen in years. Championship sealed with 5 rounds remaining at Japan. He didn't even need to win that day. Just finished second behind Bagnaia in both sprint and GP. Title was mathematically his. The dominance was suffocating. At Sachsenring, Brno, Red Bull Ring, Balaton Park, and Misano, he wasn't even at his limit. Just managing from the front, controlling pace, making it look effortless. He passed Agostini for second on the all-time wins list with 69 victories. Only Rossi has more. Indonesia ended his season when Bezzecchi collided with him lap 1, fracturing his collarbone and damaging shoulder ligaments. Surgery required. Missed the final rounds, but the championship was already completely sealed. The real shock? Bagnaia's collapse. Two-time champion, managed just 2 wins all season, 7 podiums total, finished 179 points behind Marc. The GP25 had serious front-end issues Pecco couldn't solve, while Marc adapted instantly from round 1, made it clear Marc's genius was covering Ducati's problems. Gresini Racing. 2 massive surprises from this satellite team. Alex Marquez finished second in the championship, from 8th in 2024 to runner-up in 2025 on a year-old GP24. 3 wins at Spain, Catalunya, Malaysia. 12 podiums total across Sunday races. Beat every factory rider except his brother. The consistency was incredible all year. At Germany, rode with a fractured hand from Assen and still finished second behind Marc. Only 10 riders finished that chaos, with 8 crashing out. Malaysia Sprint secured championship runner-up, and the emotions were completely real. First brothers ever to finish 1-2 in MotoGP history. He beat 2-time champion Bagnaia by 179 points on older equipment. That's maximizing your package. Fermin Aldeguer was surprise number 2. 20-year-old rookie won Indonesia. Marc and Bezzecchi crashed lap 1. Aldeguer took the lead lap 10, pulled away, won by 7 seconds. Dominant performance. At 20 years, 183 days, became second youngest MotoGP winner, ever behind only Marc himself. First rookie winner since Jorge Martin in 2021. 6th different winner of the season. Clinched rookie of the year despite Malaysia tire pressure penalty dropping him from podium. Gresini proved satellite teams with old bikes and brilliant riders can absolutely dominate factories. VR46 Racing Team. Fabio Di Giannantonio grabbed 4 podiums throughout the season, but couldn't convert any to victory. Always in the mix at circuits like Misano, Australia. Consistently running top 5, but never reached the top step. The surprise is how consistent VR46 stayed as a satellite operation without those headline wins. Franco Morbidelli had a quiet season alongside Fabio. Reliable and steady, but not spectacular. Teams showed they absolutely belong in podium battles week after week. They're running GP24 Ducatis, which are genuinely competitive machinery, but converting that speed and 1-lap pace into full victories remained frustratingly elusive. Still, 4 podiums for a satellite team proves VR46 is doing something fundamentally right with setup and rider development. Pramac, Yamaha, Jack Miller, and Miguel Oliveira on Yamahas that weren't competitive. The M1 was miles off pace compared to Ducati's machinery. Pramac switched from Ducati, where they were legitimate title contenders, with Martin fighting for 2024 championship to Yamaha, and found themselves suddenly at the back. The contrast was absolutely shocking for everyone. Miller had occasional flashes in mixed weather conditions, but mostly struggled to crack top 10. Oliveira missed 3 important rounds, including Americas, Qatar, and Jerez after injury in Argentina. Augusto Fernandez filled in, but didn't make impact or score meaningful points. The real shock was how far off they were from incredible 2024 form. Going from championship battles to desperately fighting for single points. The positive looking forward? They secured Toprak Razgatlioglu from World SBK for 2026. The triple World Superbike champion joining MGP with Pramac Yamaha is absolutely massive news and gives real hope. Aprilia Racing. Marco Bezzecchi moved from VR46 Ducati to Factory Aprilia and delivered 3 spectacular Grand Prix wins. First time in Aprilia's history, any rider won 3 races in one season. Teammate Jorge Martin crashed badly in pre-season testing, fractured wrist before season started. Then, Qatar lap 14, Martin crashed again, suffered fractured ribs and pneumothorax after being struck by another bike while sliding. Out indefinitely, only returned much later at Czech GP. Bezzecchi carried entire Factory Aprilia effort completely alone. Finished 3rd overall with 353 points, more than double the next Aprilia rider. Proved conclusively RSGP can go head-to-head with Ducati's best. His wheel-to-wheel battle with Mark at Misano was genuinely one of season's absolute highlights. At Assen, he pushed Mark extremely hard. Indonesia's sprint started 6th after first corner chaos, fought through entire field, won on final lap dramatically. Then main race collided with Mark lap 1. Both crashed out, served double long laps in Australia, but fought back to podium. Pure resilience and speed. Trackhouse Racing. Raul Fernandez won at Phillip Island, his first MotoGP victory in his 76th Premier Class start. Trackhouse's first ever Premier Class win in just their 2nd season. Huge milestone for the American-owned team. Fernandez had been solid, but not spectacular all year after moving from struggling RNF squad. Australia changed everything for him. Bezzecchi grabbed whole shot from 2nd grid, but had to serve double long laps for Indonesia incident with Mark. Dropped him from 1st to 6th, opened the door. Fernandez seized it, took the lead, controlled entire race for 27 laps with complete authority, managed tires perfectly, kept charging Pedro Acosta behind, beat Fabio Di Gianantonio by 1.4 seconds at flag. Team boss Davide Brivio called it perfect cherry on the cake. This was Aprilia's 300th GP victory across all classes since 1987, confirming status as most successful European manufacturer in GP history. Proved Trackhouse isn't just filling grid spots, they're legitimate winners. Fernandez became 7th different winner of 2025. Red Bull KTM Factory. Pedro Acosta basically had 2 opposite seasons. First half, absolute disaster. Crashed constantly and heavily at Jerez, Silverstone, multiple other circuits. Way too aggressive, forcing moves that weren't there. People genuinely questioned if the hype was real. Then, mid-season aero update arrived, and everything changed overnight like flipping a switch. 12 podium finishes in second half, including sprints. Nobody in entire paddock rode better in October and November than Acosta. He finished season with 307 points, literally double the 155 scored by next best KTM rider. The transformation was dramatic and complete. Went from people doubting to calling him future champion. His pace at Indonesia, Australia, Malaysia was blistering fast. The KTM started working perfectly for his style, and racecraft matured significantly. Stopped forcing impossible moves, let results come naturally. Enters 2026 as completely legitimate title threat if KTM continues development. Tech 3 KTM. Enea Bastianini moved from Factory Ducati to Tech 3 KTM and struggled badly all season long. Never qualified higher than 11th position. Not once in 22 rounds. His trademark late race pace occasionally appeared, but consistency vanished completely. The surprise was how difficult the switch proved for a rider who won multiple races on Ducati machinery. KTM is a completely different bike with different philosophy, and Bastianini couldn't crack the code in 2025. His best results came mid-pack battles for points, caused the Bagnaia crash at Le Mans on lap 1, got penalties for someone who finished 4th overall in 2023 championship. This was brutal reality check about how crucial bike-rider combination really is in modern MotoGP. Repsol Honda. Joan Mir finally had genuinely competitive weekends after years struggling in wilderness. Podiums in both Japan and Malaysia were absolutely massive for him personally. Second in Motegi, qualifying behind only Bagnaia, his best grid position all year. After winning the 2020 championship, then suffering through terrible Honda years where he looked completely lost, seeing Mir competitive and actually smiling again was genuinely surprising. The 2020 champion reminded everyone he has real speed when machinery works underneath him. Luca Marini showed steady improvement throughout the season alongside him. Honda still wasn't championship-level equipment, nowhere close to Ducati, but scoring podiums and decent points regularly showed real progress from the nightmare of 2023 to 24 seasons. Development finally heading right direction. LCR Honda. Johan Zarco won the French Grand Grand Prix in what was unquestionably the most emotional race of entire 2025 season. First French rider to win on home soil since 1954. 71 years of national waiting. In front of 311,797 fans across the weekend. An all-time record MotoGP crowd. Flag-to-flag chaos in constantly changing rain conditions. Multiple bike swaps. Double long lap penalties everywhere. Complete mayhem for teams and riders. Zarco made crucial call to stay on wet tires when others gambled on slicks. Rain returned hard. Everyone who switched had to pit again. He took the lead on lap 8 through all the chaos and won by nearly 20 seconds over Marc Marquez. His parents were crying in the LCR garage. He performed signature backflip celebration. All of France celebrated together. Ended Honda's painful 2-year winless drought, dating back to Alex Rins at Austin 2023. Zarco also grabbed another podium at Silverstone in Britain. For a manufacturer struggling badly, this was proof they're finally coming back to competitiveness. Somkiat Chantra struggled as Thailand's first full-time MotoGP rider, couldn't adapt to premier class demands, and will be replaced for 2026. Yamaha Factory Racing. Fabio Quartararo set a record pole position at Phillip Island, then faded to 11th in the race. That perfectly summarizes Yamaha's entire 2025 season. Flashes of brilliant one-lap pace in qualifying, zero actual race results on Sundays. The M1 had no race pace or tire management capability. Quartararo showed his world-class qualifying talent, but the bike didn't work in race trim. Le Mans was absolutely heartbreaking, leading early on slick tires, then crashing hard when rain came. The surprise was how far Yamaha fell after being title contenders just a few years ago, with Fabio winning 2021 championship. They've got massive work ahead before 2027's regulation changes. Alex Rins had occasional good moments showing speed, but mostly battled in mid-pack. Both riders deserve far better machinery than what Yamaha provided throughout 2025.